beneath the rail seat, the case 4 is the more detrimental for the any type of cases. Here I have also done the pictographical plot for this according to the sleeper position of the mode shape also. These are the 90% reduction parametric study for the 90% reduction in the this mode shape. I have shown that the higher mode shape is the most sensitive, but this mode 1 and 2 is the less sensitive, but the mode 3 is this more sensitive. This 60% reduction in the this frequency, but in case of the 50% reduction, 25% reduction is there. So last the modal analysis we can done for this effective means of the simulating the any dynamic behavior, and real challenge is the practical application in the structural monitoring. By now we develop the numerical model. We can take in the uncertainty problem there, or for the random vibration or any other theory for that. Environmental factor can be taken for that. In field application, we can assess by a continuous monitoring by installing some signaling sensor at the specified location, and it can be connected with the GPS and the GSM module. Yesterday our emissaire also discussed the ground proving data technique. We can also done, Indian Railway is working on it, and now in a centralized control, this already developed numerical modeling have to be compared with the actual damage condition. Nowadays what the PWE is doing, somebody is doing the foot plate, and after that if some large is of fill, they have done some lemon packing. So we cannot done the seriousness of the damage, we can't predict the seriousness of the damage. So if we compare the already developed the numerical model based on the modal analysis with this sensor based practical application, then we can assess the damage of the technique, and according to that we can plan the maintenance, whether we have to do the preventive maintenance or the deep skinning or the any other technique. So it can be also the alternative to for the visual inspection also. Last but not the least, this vibration based health monitoring system with the most effective use, modal analysis is the future requirement, and it is a need of our. At last, with the in-depth of understanding of the dynamic characteristics, the advanced prediction and the systematic structural condition identification of the ballast and railway track and their components, structural health monitoring are become the reality in the near future in a more advanced manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saha. An excellent presentation by a young IRSC officer with full of technical details, mathematical modeling, and I wish that the study is further taken to some logical conclusion for its implementation in the field. Now we come to the last paper of this session, which is by Mr. B.P. Awasthi and Mr. Khandelwal on IT enablement and leveraging technology in engineering department of IR.
Good morning. In previous 4 years, number of efforts were done for IT enablement of civil engineering department on Indian Railways. It's a brief synopsis of the same, not a detailed presentation, pretty long one. I'll move very fast. First of all, let me tell you what are the existing running applications which you already have. One is the flagship track management system, acronym TMS, which has got limited feature of bridge management system also and some limited features of land management system also. Similarly, for this, we also have a TMS mobile application which is available on your mobile phones. Third is railroad crossing GAD approval system. This is in sync with the NHAI. That means various CPMs and their headquarter officials are part of this application. This is also linked with the Prime Minister Office server. railway line crossing, that is way leave easement rights wherever any crossing has to take place across the railway track. Then private sidings approval and monitoring system, and which is being expanded to include private freight terminals also now. Landmark railway structure, buildings and bridges. Track Standards Committee module has been recently launched last week. All these applications are available on an umbrella portal called Indian Railways Civil Engineering Portal, IRCEP, IRCEP, which if you see in the bottom, there are small buttons, which are basically various applications, TMS, BMS, LAMS, IRPSM, all the applications are now part of this big umbrella. Applications which are under development at the moment, extensive land management system with a limited information already in TMS. Now we are making a full-fledged land management system. Bridge management system, including all technical inspections and everything. Track machine maintenance and management system. The progress of track machine is already included in the TMS, but here we are looking into the inventory management of track machines and maintenance of track machines itself. Then GIS mapping and geospatial database for Indian Railway assets. This is being done, and in parallel, an IR Geo portal is also being developed. Then CRS sanction management system, the CRS sanction which are processed. Buildings and structures information. Then project information and management system. Bridge Standards Committee, similar to Track Standards Committee and Work Standards Committee, they will also come on board. Applications which are to be taken up from this year onward is field sensor data collection monitoring system, which will involve field sensor data collection of drone recording, CC camera live feed from the projects, GPS trackers being given to keyman, patrolmen and track machines, then track machine tracking data, bridge water level data and continuous rail temperature data. Single sign-on solution for all civil engineering applications, which basically means that right from junior most engineer to railway board member, there is a single sign-on for all these applications, and depending upon what their responsibility is, they are given the exposure where they can enter and where they can work. Then development of disaster recovery site for IT applications at IRIS and Pune. We already have a disaster recovery site at Pune which is being expanded. Basically it means that if something happens to the CRISP building itself, which if it is blasted or it is burnt down, even then our data will never be lost. It is replicated at IRIS and Pune. This is, now I'll go very briefly, railroad crossing GAD approval system, in which all the approvals for GADs of NHAI are given on this portal only. That means no paper submission is to be done. They have to upload everything here, and here only it is monitored. This website is also linked with the Prime Minister's Office website server, and every night we are serving them based upon their queries. Automatically the default report is served to them. What are the pendencies at our part, what are the pendencies on their part. I will not go into the details of this. Then applications for crossing railway line, pipelines, cables, electrical cables, telecom cables or things like that. Even a common man can apply on this online, and there is some formalities, some little paperwork, he has to deposit some money also. And even organizations like Oil India, Indian Oil, they also apply through this system only. We have exception reports. There is a role play of applicant party, senior D in coordination of the division, senior DG of the division, because electrical crossings are also part of this. And the applicant is given a requisite email based upon what the status of his application is. He is given a unique ID for his application, and he can monitor online what is happening with this project. This is also linked with the PMO's web server, and every day we are serving them exception report for this. These are various reports which are available. Similarly, private siding approval and monitoring system. Every private siding which is to be now made has to be applied through this system. This is being expanded to include private freight terminals also now. In this, the roles are of CTPM, CEG, CST, DRM, then branch officers of the division. They are all networked, they are all mapped of the complete Indian Railways, all 68 divisions. And the process is monitored in the system only. All the preparation, uploading of documents, everything is there. There is a small repository which is landmark railway structures. Slowly and slowly we are losing our heritage structures. So we are making a repository of that, having the details of what is, when it was constructed, what are the details, technical details, administrative details, they are there, and it is uploaded by CE Works, and all TMS user can look into it. This is a big project which has been started, the Geo portal. It will be something like Google Earth for Indian Railways, I will say. We are mapping all the assets of Indian Railways. When I say all, means not only engineering, all the assets including SMT and electrical also. And that mapping is being done at present. Delhi division has completed the mapping. Remaining divisions are at the level of 30 to 40%, which we expect will be completed shortly. And then you will be able to see all your assets in the form of some 35-40 layers on this map, like this. Like this is a street view map, and now it is linked with the satellite imagery also. We already have MOU with NRSC, ISRO for this purpose, and they are serving us the Bhuvan imagery for this. Like this is the Delhi division network on the street view map. Then this is also linked with the TMS application, and it is fetching the attributes of the assets. That means if you open this portal and then you find a station or you find a points and crossing, you will find certain details, brief details on the map itself. And from this map, if you want to go into the depth of it, you can straight away enter into the TMS application to see when it was inspected, what is due, what is not due, and what is the condition. That whole thing is backlinked. And various signal, OHE mast, everything is being mapped onto this. Coming to the land plan, almost 55,000 land plans we have in Indian Railways. They have been uploaded on the land module of TMS. Now those maps are being used to map them on this geo portal. That means like we see some village over here, and we can see it on the street view map, we can see it on satellite imagery, we can zoom into it, we can see the area, left of the railway line, right of the railway line, total area, how much it is, and we can take out the color and we can see if there is any encroachment. For this purpose, talk is on with the ISRO that they will be serving us annual update of the satellite imagery. That means if there is a change, we can auto-detect also in times to come. So, for GIS enablement, basically GPS survey which railways are doing using RDPS and drone, they will strengthen this application, and they are the basic input which we will need for this. Track management system. The basic, now this has been implemented on all 68 divisions. Basic inputs of the track and variety of outputs. That means having input the required data of initial track structure, inspections and condition. There should be nothing which a manager should require to ask from the field in the form of paper. He should get each and every report over here. And today also, if we come to know that some report is needed in addition, it can be made in 2 or 3 days' time, and it can be made online. The basic concept is we have a track, which is a structure which is defined, and as PWE engineer, we are supposed to monitor its condition, which is stored as a condition database, and this condition database is updated based upon the inspection. Maybe direct inspection, like we go and inspect points and crossing, or maybe indirect inspection using track recording cards, OMS or footplate inspection. And this condition database is compared to the benchmark which are given in PWE manual or elsewhere. And based upon this benchmark, an exception report is generated, based upon which manager decides what maintenance inputs are to be given. And these exception reports, having decided the work input, the attention can be of 2 types. Either it can be a pure attention, or it can be an attention with a change. That means only TTM is deployed, or we have changed the crossing or a turnout also. Now both these things are going to change the condition of the asset, and in case of a change, it will change the condition as well as the track definition. Now this is the big picture which has been prepared, and every CT, Deputy CE track machine, Deputy CTP, Senior ADN Coordination, Senior ADN, AEN, all have got their role defined. Everybody is mapped with a unique ID and password. Variety of reports are there. I will not enter into that. Master data remains locked. Let me tell you, having one division commissioned, their master data is locked and there is a method to change. That discipline needs to be followed, which basically calls that whatever we do, if we see track, that means if we inspect track, enter. If we touch track, that means if we work on track, we must enter. And in case there is change, we must enter. So three things: if you see it, if you touch it, if you change it, entry has to be done in the system, and the rest of the reports the system will take care. It is sending morning SMS right from JE right up to member engineering in different formats depending upon the level, and basically important safety related parameters are SMSed. And a smaller version of this, basically only information is available on track management system mobile version, which you can see on your mobile phone also. Stores module has also been inbuilt into the system. I will not go into the drawbacks of the manual system or advantage of the IT enabled system, they are well known. I will just go to the process flow. We have a stockholder. Stockholder is getting material from a supplier. That means it goes into his inventory based upon the purchase order. And he might be sending material to another stockholder. That means issue note and verification of issue note. He might be getting some release order based upon which he prepares a gate pass, and using that gate pass, material is issued, again verified, and issue note has to be verified for that. And consumption into the track from his inventory goes, and based upon stock is also given to the on loan to staff and contractor, which finally gets consumed into the track. And what is released from the track is also taken into the inventory. Now, this is a big picture which has been inbuilt into the system. It has got a double password protection. That means a login entry is separate, and in case he has to send a material or receive a material, there is a transaction password also, that is with SSE only. The clerk of the SSE office is part of the system. He is given a separate user ID and password to input the data. I will not enter into the features. I will just go to the process of switching over. That means closure of physical registers. In this, Northern Railway is also working on a joint committee along with the finance, and based upon that report, it will be considered by ED level committee and board, and subsequently will be approved by the board, that means ME and FC, for adoption, total adoption and removal of the physical ledgers. Variety of reports are there in this. All ledger opening, balances, location, gate pass, issue note, verification of issue note, DMTR issue, everything is inbuilt into the system, and this can be monitored, including put in, taken out by departmental or contractual agencies. Coming to mechanization of track maintenance on Indian Railways, a lot has been covered by R.P. Tiwari, but a very brief picture in 3 or 4 slides, I think Khandelwal will cover.
Thank you. Good morning. Number of speakers have spoken about the mechanization and various technologies being adopted here and there. I will indicate and summarize what is present status of implementation of these in Indian Railways at board level. We started our mechanization about 55 years back with a machine which can pack 200 sleepers. Today we are having fleet of about 860 machines, and 1,000 machines are under pipeline for procurement. These, out of 1,000 machines, about 250 machines already ordered, and they will be supplied in next 2 years' time. We will be adding in our system about 1,000 machines in next 2 to 3 years period. So we have to be ready with our infrastructure to operate, maintain these machines and use them with their effective output. This is under our member engineering guidance. This year we have sanctioned about 538 machines costing 7,268 crores. This is the very big jump towards mechanization of our maintenance activities. As you can see from the graph, we are having sanctions of about 60 crore to 88 crore, zero. Then we started improving, and now we are moving towards complete mechanization. We will be sanctioning machines, some more machines next year and program, so that we can receive all the machines by 2024. Our master plan has been made to mechanize all our activities by 2024, so that we can, dependence on the human interface can be reduced. These are the some activities which have been told by number of speakers. I will tell the what is present status of all these things. We are going to procure integrated track maintenance machines, where one machine with higher output can perform functions of 2 or 3 machines. First such machine, dynamic track stabilizer and 3x dynamic machine, is already ready. 3 machines are manufactured and ready for commissioning. These machines can temp 2,600 sleepers per hour, can do dynamic stabilization in the same machine with same operator. They can record underload parameters after temping. So far we were having all doubts. Machine has come, the quality was not good. Now we will have what is done, all parameters recorded under load, just after temping, and we need not to measure it behind the machine with gauge and levels and then verify, tell the machine operator that this is good or not good. For same machine, a simulator has been commissioned, which was informed by Principal IR TMTC 2 months back by our member engineering. This simulator is to improve the skill development. This is our country. We have the 5th country where this simulator is available. This is available only in Japan, Germany, Austria and Malaysia. After that, 6th one is commissioned in Indian Railways with the help of Plager and Thorer. About 4 months back, we visited Austria along with additional member civil engineering, and after discussion with Plager, they have agreed to provide this simulator at their own cost on our IRTMTC training center for skill development and for better utilization of machines. As already Mr. Tiwari has told, we are going for 3-stage monitoring and inspection system. Earlier we were having only track recording car for track parameter measurement. Now track recording cars will have not only track geometry measurements, but video recording of components, so that we can know what is the status of our sleeper spacing, missing fittings and other defects, measurement of clearance, any infringement and other things, and acceleration measurement at axle box level to know our track condition. Earlier we were recording only coach level for comfort criteria. Now we will be recording at axle box level so as to know what is our track condition. 4 tender for such 3 machines have already been invited and opening in February, and 4 more are sanctioned. With that, these number will be sufficient for Indian Railway requirement. And hopefully in next 2 years, we will be switching over to all such type of track recording car for Indian Railways. In addition to this periodical measurement and monitoring by RDSO, we are providing 16 systems of video recording measurement system along with OMS car, one for each zonal railway. The orders for manufacturing of LHB coaches already placed to ICF, and these 16 systems will be purchased and provided on all those 16, one for each railway, so that intermediate monitoring and inspection can be done by zonal railways as and when required. This first coach will be supplied from April onwards. In the meantime, we will try to procure and start fixing these systems also. We are measuring, earlier we are measuring all with gauge and levels, the track parameters. Now track parameter measuring trolleys have been developed. NCR Railway and Delhi Metro has purchased some of these trolleys and using. They are very effective for make all parameter measurement, and these measurement can be transferred to TMS for further monitoring and taking action. For maintenance of our track, gangmen are going by walk. We have developed a 8-wheeler vehicle for transportation of machines and manpower for maintenance of track. This first prototype has been supplied. Oscillation trials were done for the speed up to 60 kmph. Now oscillations for 110 kmph will be done, and then regular supply will start. About 100 number already sanctioned, and they are in pipeline for Indian Railways, and further action will be taken on next. I had already informed, we are doing ballast cleaning at 500 GMT or 10 years frequency. There is no objective assessment whether it requires or not. We have large kilometers overdue for deep screening. Therefore, this year we have sanctioned a work in the works program already, and 2 systems of ground penetration radar will be provided on track recording